Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling. I shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where, as per usual, we're seemingly doing later and later recordings for that really no good reason, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about, to be honest. So it's just like sort of stretching my back, my word. My back feels so incredibly stiff. But good evening, everyone. I'm here on a late night broadcast. Right now on Fawnhallow, it's 1:44 AM on what should be Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Oh, it's Lily's birthday. I don't know if she'd still be celebrating her birthday right now, or if it counts. You know what? Let's see. Wikipedia, Lily birthday. No, February 4th. Okay, so she's probably not awake celebrating her birthday now. We know Lily is much more reasonable by the time she goes to sleep, I'd think, rather than me, myself, and I. I will at least run to her house to see, though. I don't think she is, but anyway, what should we talk about? We had a pub quiz yesterday, where she did surprisingly well. I think I've spoken about this before, about the pub quiz we attend. I mean, we don't really attend to win, to be honest. We attend just to, like, me and my friend group essentially just have a good time. You know, have a meal and sort of like catch up. And it's sort of like a designated time that we definitely catch up once a month, which is honestly fantastic. Do what you can to maintain your social relationships, of course. But yeah, like we used to do this like electronic sort of pub quiz, which basically you answered on the phone, and it was run by like a sort of computer sort of thing, and we partaken about like 8 times, maybe, I would say, and we actually won 3 times, and I think we came second twice, mainly because that pub quiz actually has an insane mechanic, which I've spoken about before. It's the most ridiculous catch-up mechanic ever, but it's a pub quiz. You basically spin a giant wheel at the end, and then the wheel can put you in third, second, or first automatically. But you can only spin that wheel if you're the fastest team to answer in like certain 10 questions, which, you know, we were very good at answering quickly. You know, we're just like, okay, we're like pretty far down. We just got to send it on anything which seems reasonable. But there were a couple of times, no, one time actually, we did win it on our own merits, or we were like second or first or something coming into the final round. And then we actually straight up just won by good answering. So don't say we didn't earn it. But this most recent time we did a pub quiz, we somehow came in second, because we normally come like, we normally do pretty badly. Not like atrociously, but like it's very difficult. To be honest, because a lot of the questions, to be fair, our friend group basically covers the exact same generational demographic, but also like the pub quiz itself has a much older demographic, which is where a lot of the questions are from, which does make it ever so slightly more difficult. But yeah, we actually did pretty well this time. Where we actually came second, or surprisingly, I generally don't know how. And to be fair, it's plausible we could have come first, to be honest. But we'd have to have done like, we'd have to have really logged in with some other questions where we didn't get them right. But there are a lot of very interesting facts, which I didn't think about. Like, apparently, what I've learned, you know, there was one absolutely insane round, which was basically you're given 5 things, you had to put them in order, and you would be like, oh, that's not too difficult. You know, because one of the questions was like, put these 5 colours in rainbow, easy. But a lot of them were absolutely insane. Like, I'm trying to think, one very cool one, which I'll give it credit for, was like, put these animals in order of their resting heart rates or something. And I was like, this is genuinely a very cool question. because you can actually kind of logic go through. But some of them require such specific knowledge. Because the one that sparked a lot of conversation in ours was the fact that it was like, put these 5 animals in order of highest top speed. It was like what was it? I can't remember what eagle, but some type of eagle, a crocodile, a salmon, a bat, and a zebra. And it's like, those are just like some insane animal choices, because it's like some things you can like, you kind of assume that some of them will be given. Like they'll give you like a cheetah or something, and then they'll give you like a peregrine falcon or something, and then they'll give you 3 which are a bit more ambiguous. But it's like, I don't really know how fast a bat, salmon, crocodile or zebra are. My logic was, I think I would, well, I guessed falcon, what I guess, falcon, zebra, crocodile, salmon, bat or something like that, which, by the way, not correct, mind you. And some of my other friends guessed various other different things, but we had a lot of debates basically being like, is a crocodile faster than a salmon? How fast is a bat? And I wrongly was like, I don't think a bat can be faster than like a zebra, because I was like, okay, I don't know how fast a zebra is, but I know horses can be pretty fast, and you know, some horses can reach very fast, like running speeds. Bats, like, I don't have much experience with bats. The only ones I've ever experienced with are ones which you sometimes find a lot, and they sort of flutter about. I don't know. I've never seen a bat go at full speed before, but I was like, it probably can't be that fast. Turns out completely wrong. Turns out there's a Mexican bat which goes at 100 miles per hour and is one of the fastest, like, flying animals. And it's very fast, not because of the speed it. So a lot of birds have their top speed or when they're diving for prey, which is basically them working with gravity, becoming like a bullet. But this bat, it's actually insane. They just fly horizontally across that fast, which is insane. 100 miles per hour is ridiculous. So I was very impressed. And so yeah, the actual answer was like eagle, bat, zebra, salmon, crocodile or something. I was surprised at how slow crocodiles were, to be honest. Because I was also like, I know crocodiles are like somewhat faster than that, but I'm like, surely in water they've got to be pretty fast. They've got to be faster than their actual prey. But now I think about it, like, I think crocodiles or alligators are not hunting animals, right? Like, they don't chase down their prey to get them necessarily, but aren't they like ambush predators or something? Are crocodiles ambush predators? Or are they not? Yeah. Which isn't something until I thought about afterwards. It's like, you don't need to have a high top speed if you're an ambush predator. You just need to, 1, have a good disguise, and 2, be able to snap up quickly, which crocodiles and alligators absolutely can do. So I was like, oh, you know, definitely could have reasoned that one, but that's a really difficult one. It was insanely challenging. Like, there was also like one where it's like you had to order 5 things on like the temperature, and it was like the surface of a sand core of lava, a coke blast furnace, and a blowtorch. And I was like obviously the sun and the earth are first and second, but I was like, I don't know how hot a blowtorch is compared to lava or something. I don't know, it was just insane. And one of them was like 5 what's his name, Tom Cruise movies. I didn't know Jerry Maguire was so old. Is what I learned. Jerry Maguire. Oh, this isn't even the movie I thought it was, to be honest. Tom Cruise, Magnolia. Because Magnolia, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is pretty old. I can't remember how it was. What was it? Jerry Maguire, Magnolia. I don't remember what other ones it was. But very, very difficult. But yeah, somehow we got second out of everything. There's a lot of also like very difficult ones. There's one which was basically like inventions and their inventor. And one of the diagrams was basically a cropped out diagram of a cotton gin, and I was looking at it being like, I have no idea what this even is. Like the only thing you could see was basically like a hand crank and like a conveyor belt sort of system, and I was like, I don't know, like in my mind I was like, it's either a spinning wheel, but I was like, spinning wheels don't look like this, or it's like a a video, like an old-fashioned video camera. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just guess it's a video camera. Because I have no idea who invented a cotton gin. Turns out it was, didn't know who invented the spinning wheel. Turns out it was a cotton gin. Not like to tell you about either. So it was genuinely like a really, really hard quiz. Very niche questions on there. I'm just surprised how well we did, to be honest. Like, I can't even be mad. Like, the team who won, like, they did insanely well. They managed to basically name every inventor an invention, and I was like, fair play. That's crazy. I was to learn there's more pyramids in Sudan in any other country in the world. That's a good fact. There's a lot of other, like, random things which I had guesses for, but I didn't really know. But yeah, like, it's when I learned facts like that about like top speed of animals and stuff like that, which really impresses me. You know, Mother Nature, I think, is fascinating, and I often say this. You know, I love animals. Excuse me, in the sense that I find them fascinating. I don't think it's fair for me to say I love animals more so than like an owner would. I don't own a pet. If I loved him as much as a pet owner would, I would own a pet, right? But I do care a lot for animals. But I do think a lot of my interest in animals tends to be from a much more scientific perspective, being like, wow, it's amazing that nature evolved in this way to allow you to have this functionality or something. And learning about there's a bat which flies at 100 miles per hour. Like, I even remember it's like Mexican three-tailed bat or something. Yeah. Flight speed. Yeah, we reach 100 miles per hour. That's insane. What's a horse's top running speed? Horse top running speed. Okay. 55 miles per hour. Okay. Okay. So, you know, to justify myself, I was completely wrong about crocodiles. You know, I should have definitely thought about more crocodiles are ambush predators. Sure. That's judging from like, because the bats you find in Britain, I think. We looked it up, it was like 30 miles per hour was the top speed. And you can forgive me for thinking maybe a zebra can run as fast as a horse could. And horses can be pretty fast. So if you substituted each of the animals with a slightly different animal, then my answer would still not be correct because crocodile was so insanely wrong, but still. I don't know. But it's really funny when you have these questions which you have no idea what the answer is, and but the hoops you jump through to try and sort of justify it. And your friends who also don't know the answer be like, yeah, that sounds reasonable, I agree with that. Or they have like, no, they're completely other different reasoning, which I'd be like, no, you're wrong. Because I love my friend, and he was like, the bat must be the fastest, no, second fastest, sorry, of all of them. And his reasoning was like, it's impossible to keep track of a bat. And I was like, I mean, a bat may be the second fastest, but I cannot, it's a thing I often say, because he's very good at making us laugh, I suppose. But it's like, you may be right, but your reasoning is so whack. I cannot abide by it. He was right in this case, though. Now, before you give him too much credit, he's not always right, but he was very much right in this one, I fully admit. That three-tailed bat, it's going to live in my head forever, you know. And that's a learning experience. Learn the name of a bat species, which will be committed to memory. Seriously, 100 miles per hour is insane. Also, zebras, slower than I thought. Zebra top running speed was like 25 or something. No, 40 miles per hour. What? Oh no, zebra's were third, never mind. It says crocodiles were a lot slower than I thought. How fast is salmon at swimming? Salmon top swimming speed. Because my logic, only 13 to 18, my logic for salmon, oh, so maybe crocodile was faster than salmon. I don't even remember what I said anymore. 15 to 18, okay, they're pretty similar. But my logic with salmon was like, salmon have to be pretty fast because they swim against a river, and rivers can be pretty fast. I don't know if the rivers that salmon are in are that fast, but again, it's just, I always find it so funny, sort of logic, or trying to reason out something which you have no conceivable knowledge of. Because it's like, I'm doing like a Frankenstein's monster stitching of random facts and things I know, and trying to assume that it all like, or it's like a transitive property. Being like, I know rivers can be really fast, salmon I know can swim upstream from rivers, so thus salmons must be pretty fast. emo like doesn't necessarily hold the entire way. I mean, you have nothing else to base it off of in a quiz, right? If you don't know the answer. Another one was like, what is a country of origin of Three Musketeers? And I was like, I'm pretty sure they're French, mainly because I feel like they only have French associations, like with popular culture. Like, for whatever reason, I can imagine that if there's a French character in something, they would dress them up as a musketeer or something. And like, maybe that's true. I don't know. So yeah, it's just a Frankenstein stitching, I suppose, of improvisational, like, stitched facts. No, that would be what I titled this episode. Reason it out. But yeah, it's just like, it's just so amusing what you had to sort of try and stitch together to try and make it make sense. To be like, yeah, maybe this is how it works, if I think about it, and sort of try and put everything together. Who knows? Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode up here, because it's late. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. Oh, I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see you again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.